The secret side of me, I never let you see. I keep it caged, but I can't control it. So stay away from me, the beast is ugly. I feel the rage and I just can't hold it. It's scratching on the walls, in the closet, in the halls. It comes awake and I can't control it. Hiding under the...
Welcome back to the show, everyone. It's your host from the most, Benjamin Detail, coming to you back with another exciting episode of the Horror Heathen YouTube channel and the South Jersey Horror Podcast. Today, I am sitting down with a legend. You should all know this gentleman. He needs no introduction, but I'm going to tell you anyway. I am sitting down with Mr. Hugh Ross, who plays one of my favorite characters in Clive Barker's Nightbreed. I absolutely love this movie. I cannot stress how much I emphasize on how well this movie was done. So, as I said, we're joined by a veteran of the stage, and he's also a legendary actor known on the screen, whose career spans over decades of classical theater, Shakespearean performances, and iconic character roles. As the loyal, eccentric, and occasionally faceless Narcisse in the 1990 cult classic Nightbreed, he helped bring the secret world to Midian to life. Please give an incredibly warm welcome to the incredibly talented Hugh Ross. Thank you so much, sir, for joining me. How are you doing?
Thank you very much indeed. It's a pleasure to be with you. Really, really good.
It is such a huge honor and pleasure for me to sit down and talk to you. I absolutely loved your character in the movie. You delivered. That's all. That's if I could sum it up in 2 words, you delivered your character.
Thank you very much. It was a great opportunity. A really good part.
So, my first question for you, sir, is that when you first read the script to Nightbreed and you read the description of your character, a man who peels his own face off, and then in sort of middle of the movie, what was your immediate reaction?
Well, I just thought the whole thing, because it came, Clive Barker had, we have shows in this country at Christmas time called pantomime, where all the sexes are reversed and they're based on fairy tales. And I'd done one. Clive was a very good supporter. I knew him socially before the film. And he came to see me during this part, which was Mother Goose. And she was and there's a lot of improvising with on pantomime. And he liked all that. And he tells me that that was where the idea for me to play Narcisse came from, because Narcisse was allowed to be quite sort of free falling and make it up as it went along. So I had an idea it was going to be a big character, a kind of larger than life character, and it just looked like really good fun. And I was very fascinated to know how they were going to do the prosthetics, which was quite a trial, because it took about 4 hours to do the makeup. And I used to be picked up at something like 4 in the morning and driven off to the studios. And there we go. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I'm still having a hard time hearing you.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
All right. I just took the headphones off. It's a lot better than the headphones. So
Is it? Okay.
I just thought that would help, but for some reason my headphones aren't working, so it's okay. We'll keep going. Let's keep on with this. We're doing good.
Maybe I need a new computer.
What was that?
Maybe I need a new computer.
Could be the problem. It's all right, though.
It's not the most up-to-date software you've ever come across.
Okay, so again, your character is very, very distinct in the film. Almost theatrical presence and a voice in the film. How did you go about developing his voice and his physical mannerisms beneath all that stuff?
Well, I'm a great believer in kind of instinct and how your imagination responds to the page. And so you just look and you think, so you imagine how this person sounded. I mean, there was no big method about it. It was just, I think that's maybe how he speaks. You know what I mean? You just think about it, but imagine what it might be like. I hit a good one. I think it was the right kind of voice for Narcisse.
Well, it certainly surprised me the first time I watched the movies
Right. Yeah.
because I had no idea what to expect.
Were you familiar with the book, with
Yes,
Cabal?
I am. I read the book before I watched the movie, and very similar to the book. I loved it. I like how Clive Barker sticks like very close to the books. It's
Yeah.
just like when um what was it when Hellraiser came out, the new one in 2020. It followed the Hellbound Heart like very closely. So
Mhm.
because the female priestess and all that stuff like that. But but for this one for Nightbreed, excellent work. I mean, the book was very imaginative, very hard to keep up for a little bit for a long time though.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And there are two versions of the film: the cinema release and the director's cut.
No, I did not know that.
Yeah. And the director's cut is rather different from the cinema release. And in the director's cut, which was the original script was that Narcisse had his head chopped off. And the director's cut actually rather, I just saw it recently at a convention in this country. I hadn't seen it before. And the narrative is very much clearer in the director's cut somehow. Um, but what happened was very flatteringly when they did test screenings of the movie, the audiences liked Narcisse, and so they decided that they wouldn't chop my head off in the cinema release. So I survived, and we had to after we'd finished the movie, we had the 3 Sundays we did enhancement shoots where we changed the ending, and so I did in the cinema release I didn't have my head chopped off, but in the director's cut my head was chopped off, and that was very weird because I had to have my head cast, and I mean I stood there with my head in my hand, which was really weird, and yeah, so that's the story of the two different endings in Nightbreed.
I have got to find that. So I can watch it.
There's a DVD here that has both versions on.
Mhm. Okay.
And check-
I had that on my list. That is on my Amazon wish list
yeah,
tonight. Okay, so your character serves as almost a manic, enthusiastic guide to the underground world of Midian.
yeah.
How did you balance the horror of his appearance with the surprising loyal and endearing nature of his character?
Um, I think that, I don't think that's the way he was written, but that he had. I mean, the thing is that the people of Midian are better people than the people on the outside. They're, they're meant to be the baddies. The real baddies are the ones on the top trying to get rid of them. I think they're kinder people, a lot of them down in Midian, than they are on Surface. Um, so yeah. He just was a very multi-dimensional character with lots of kind of layers to him, being manic and dangerous, and being funny and naughty. And I was allowed to be naughty, which was, I mean, you don't often get that in the movie. You don't. Clive was great about that, just allowing me to kind of go with it.
So did Clive let you do improv every once in a while, or do you stick to the script?
Yeah,
So very interesting to know that because I didn't know that Clive allowed the characters to improv.
well, in this game with Narcisse, he certainly did. I mean,
Yeah, I've met Clive in person, so
yeah, yeah,
it doesn't seem
yeah,
like the person who let his actors improv. I mean,
yeah.
he was really cool in person to sign my pinhead mask, but which is another story of another time. So,
Okay,
um, the practical effects of this movie are legendary. I mean, I am a huge fan of practical effects. I hate CGI. I hate all the fake stuff. So, can you walk us through like the daily grueling process of getting into your character's makeup?
Yes, I would start. They would start with I would arrive in the makeup chair sort of 6:30 in the morning, and he would we'd start with my face, and then there was a kind of rubber master one on top of my head that he then had to kind of work on. It took a long time because it was quite detailed, and the eyebrows and that kind of stuff. And it got to the stage where I was so kind of relaxed with Neil that I would arrive feeling really shattered, and I'd fall asleep in the chair while I fiddled away with my face. Because I mean, it was a bit of a because it was very difficult to eat in the mask. You know,
Yeah.
and long. Unfortunately I wasn't called every day, so I had to have days to recover from it. Um, but there, there was a couple of days when because films are like this, they got held up, and I was stuck in the mask for the whole day, looking at myself, kind of frozen in the mirror, and hungry, ready for a good meal.
So anytime you had to like did they had to process your food and you had to stuck it through a straw?
So, yeah. I mean, but it was not comfortable. It's not easy to move your face.
I cannot imagine that. I'm sorry. I feel for you. So it's just
Yeah, worth it.
so you've done a lot of extensive work on the stage,
Yeah.
such as Shakespeare and The Mousetrap, which is both excellent. I'm a huge fan of Shakespeare. So how difficult was it to convey like each emotion and perform when so much of your face was covered in so much prosthetics?
I don't know. I mean, I'm glad you say that. That's very nice to know that that happened in spite of the prosthetics. Um, yeah, it just, I can't ever analyze really terribly much about how I act. I mean, I did a very difficult play at the famous theatre in London called The Old Vic, an old Jacobean play. And it was difficult to learn. It was very difficult language and everything. And an academic, somebody at Oxford or Cambridge, wrote to me and said, "Why did you do this? Why did you do that? Why did you say it this way?" I had no idea. And one of the things about the theatre is that it sort of is organic and changes from night to night. And it depends on the acting is about you have to be some famous actor, I think Sir John Gielgud said that relaxation is the key to all great acting. And if you're relaxed, you can go anywhere. Your imagine it's all your imagination where you kind of that's why kids are such good actors because they don't come with any baggage. You know, you say be angry and they go Wah! And they're angry. You know what I mean? They don't now what made me angry today? They don't kind of analyze what made them angry. They just imagine being angry and they're angry. You know what I mean?
No,
Kind of-
I've interviewed many kid actors, but
yeah,
and yeah, they're very imaginative. I guess that's what makes them very talented. So,
yes,
um,
yes. They're kids. Yeah. Yeah.
so I want to talk about the iconic scene in the hospital. Your introductory scene in the hospital where Narcisse removes his own face. I mean, that's like the moment where we know all hell's going to break loose. So it's just, it's also one of the most memorable scenes in horror history. I
Oh, that's
mean,
nice.
what do you remember about the technical execution about shooting that specific effect?
Well, it was very much that they were hoping we'd get it in one take because I had to have these bags of blood inside my, you know, and so it was hold your breath, action, and hope for the best, you know. And we did it in one take. It all was in one take. So it's actually kind of a miracle. But it was I had no idea just how grotesque and ghastly and bloody it was going to look. It was amazing. Yeah. Yeah. So it would have taken ages to set it all up again. So as I say, it was done in one take.
Yeah, and another reason why I like Narcisse is because he's a troublemaker. So it's,
He probably did.
he likes to he likes to stir the pot. I love it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so you share some highly intense screen time with the legendary director David Cronenberg. I mean, his character was creepy as hell. I'm gonna admit that, but not as creepy as yours. Um,
Ah.
yeah, his character is half as creepy as Narcisse. So it's just, but he plays the Chilean Dr. Decker, which is also a main character in the movie. So what was the dynamic like acting opposite of him in the psychiatric ward scenes?
I was a bit in awe when I knew it was David Cronenberg. You know that I was going to have to play with David Cronenberg, but he was the nicest, easiest to work with, most respectful, and very, very collaborative. It was like we were. I mean, I was in awe of Clive, but he treated me like an equal, which was great. And yeah, it was fine. I mean, as I say, you kind of think, oh my God, I'm going to do a scene with Harrison Ford or something. And you think, oh, what's he going to be like? And 9 times out of 10, these people are very, very good to work with. They're where they are because of these good to work with. You know?
Yeah, and I happen to
And they,
notice that Clive Barker retains a lot of his actors for the
yeah,
same movies. It's like
yeah.
Doug Bradley, oh my goodness, um, David
And that
Shepard, and yeah, yeah,
makes sense. Yeah, they're all kind of, he's loyal. And I'm a big believer in loyalty. I think it's a great bunch to have. And also, I mean, working with this, it's like um, a permanent theatre company that's together for a long time because they're used to being together. They kind of trust each other and relax more, so they're freer. Yeah,
like I said, I've met Clive Barker, and he was one of the nicest people I've ever met at a convention. So, Narcisse is still a beloved character in the horror convention community. I didn't know if you knew that or not. In the horror convention circuit, everyone still loves your character. When I talk to my friends about like Nightbreed, your name always comes up first, like Narcisse. So
yeah. I
he's a
think
legendary actor. He's a legendary character in the film. So why do you think horror fans have identified so strongly with Midian and the Nightbreed all these years?
I don't know. I mean, is it because they all like the idea of being wicked, and yet being quite decent as well? They like naughtiness, badness. I mean, I don't mean badness. I mean, they like the naughtiness. They like the twinkle in the eye and not quite knowing what's going to happen. The unexpected. Um, that's nice to know. I should have a better convention agent come to America more often. I've only been to Indianapolis. That's the only one I've been to. So that was very nice. And I've done a few here, and I've got a couple more to do this summer. It's just amazing to me that Nightbreed is still, out there.
Oh yeah, like a lot of people still talk about it. I mean, when they found out that I was going to interview you, a lot of my followers got excited over it. So they're like, "Oh my God, Hugh Ross!" I was like, "Yes, Hugh Ross." So, um, a lot of people here in the United States, Nightbreed is a huge movie. It's got a huge impact to the community. A lot of people don't know that, but it does. Not only because of Clive Barker, but all the characters and what I think the movie represents. So I think it reaches out to the audience for people who want to feel accepted. I mean, yeah, that's what the whole premise of Midian is. So,
Yes, 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 absolutely.
so one last question for you: what did you like most about playing Narcisse?
I like that, as I said a minute ago, I love I felt free to be, it was never, nothing was too much. Usually you're thinking, you've got that thing to do that, this thing to do this. But I was allowed to be free. That was great. really, I mean, you just don't get past that. It was a godsend. It's a really, really, wonderful film. Yeah.
Well, again, you delivered your role very well, sir. Executed flawlessly, and huge fan of the movie. And I mean, I think a lot of people connected with Narcisse in the film. So, Hugh, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you and diving back into the history of Midian with you. Thank you again for sharing such fascinating insights into the makeup chair, the creative vision of Clive Barker, and what it was like to act alongside David Cronenberg. For everyone watching and listening at home, I highly recommend revisiting this movie, especially the director's cut. Now I'm gonna go watch. I'm gonna go buy the DVD now on Amazon. I have to watch the director's cut. I'm such a terrible fan.
it's, it's really interesting because the relationship between Boone and Laurie is much more. You learn more about them in the director's cut, all sorts of things. You'll find it really interesting. Let me know what you think.
I will absolutely. Hugh, thank you so much again for your time today or tonight in your matter. Really, all the way.
What time is
Go
it
ahead.
there now? What time is it in America at the moment?
It is
With you?
5:21 p.m. on Eastern.
I hope you're able. The sound will be all right when you put this together. I hope the
Absolutely.
sound
Yeah.
is good.
I will improve the sound. So
I could do with you living here and helping. I need somebody. I need some young technical person, maybe a bit more efficient on technology.
we'll figure it out.
Great,
Again, I'm sorry.
great pleasure to meet you.
No, honor and pleasure is all mine, Hugh. Thank you so much. I wish you nothing but success in your career in the future. And hopefully I will see you on the big screen again.
I hope you do. Thank you.
Thank you so much and have a wonderful evening.
And you. Bye bye.